On this episode of Small Business Stories, we're going to take a look at something a little bit different. Johnson City and Kingsport have had co-working space for entrepreneurs for some time, and now Bristol has a co-working space of its own. Today, we're taking a look at CoWork Bristol, located in the Summit Building off of the Volunteer Parkway.
A couple years ago, we were wanting to find a space that was large enough to accommodate most of our employees. At that time, we were spread out over 4 offices, and we had people working full-time in all of those offices. And that presents a challenge when you're trying to be a cohesive business and work together well. And so we wanted to find a space that was large enough that all of our people who are working in the office on a day-to-day basis could be working in the same space, as well as enough room to accommodate our flexible consultants who also work from home. So as we started looking for a space large enough to accommodate that, we were usually finding spaces that were too large. Usually that would be, up to 2 times as large as the amount of office space that we needed. And so as we started considering whether or not those spaces would work, one of the questions was, is there another way that we can use that space that is going to help us to be able to afford the space and also is going to be a complement and support to the rest of what we do? And really out of those discussions, the idea of using it for co-working space came up. Because we're a consulting firm, businesses who are looking to expand or to start up, who often are the types of businesses who utilize co-working space, are also good potential clients for the rest of our business as well. And so by utilizing the space for that purpose, we felt that would help expand the brand of Summit, help introduce us to new potential clients, and then that would also give us the facilities that we'd be able to use to be able to provide to the community as well for nonprofits to take advantage of. Well, part of our mission has always been that we are going to help not only businesses but also nonprofits to be able to, to be able to elevate their potential and elevate their impact. And so as we've worked with nonprofits or worked with for-profit businesses, we've also provided a lot of the same services to nonprofits, usually on a pro bono basis. And so so part of that purpose, and one of the things that would often come up as we would work with nonprofits is the challenge to be able to be the best possible steward of the resources, to be able to have facilities available for meetings, for staff to work, but at the same time not to waste resources that could be better spent elsewhere. That means that a lot of nonprofits do face the challenge about how do they invest in appropriate space. And so by having shared space, it allows nonprofits to be able to use that on an as-needed basis. That helps the organizations to be able to save some money. But in addition to that, by having space where multiple nonprofits can come in and work, that also improves communication and connections between them. And that goes back to another thing that we work with quite a bit, which is the idea of collective impact. How can nonprofits best collaborate work with each other, complement each other? And by providing a space that multiple nonprofits can have offices in, can come for meetings, can be able to have large networking and community events, that improves the communication, that improves the connection between nonprofits, and that opens up the door to broader initiatives and impact for them to be able to have.
One of the biggest advantages of the facility that entrepreneurs and nonprofits can take advantage of is the high-end IT infrastructure provided by Higher Ground Technologies.
There is gigabit internet into the facility that's distributed throughout the building with a super fast wireless system, so you can get great high-speed internet anywhere you're at in the building. That's part of what we take care of, making sure all that works correctly. And then the other kind of key part of the technology in the building is a number of the rooms have got a product called QSys. It's made by QSC as a video conferencing and teleconferencing package that is an enterprise level conferencing system that is integrated into those rooms. It has simple to use touchscreen controllers, easy for everybody to use, and gives really high quality output. There are a couple things. Obviously, the HD video conferencing is a huge benefit. The boardroom has a system that automatically mixes a group of microphones for everyone speaking at the table. So on the other end of the conference call, everyone sounds the exact same volume no matter where you're sitting in the room. There's also a product that's in a number of the rooms that is a visual presentation system. Allows up to 64 different devices in the room to be connected, and as a moderator you can pick whose device shows up on the projector or TV screens depending on which room you're in. And that allows you to do a lot of great collaboration stuff where people can share different things, and it works with PCs, with Macs, with iPhones, tablets, and you can pick which ones you want to put up on the screen, up to 4 of them at a time, and share data from those back and forth. It allows you to do polling and a number of different things for training events, and that's in some of the larger rooms as well.
The facility hosts quite a few unique workspaces as well.
One of them is the Apex room that we're in right now, and this is a large room, about 2,500 square feet. We set this up to be a very flexible workspace so that no matter what kind of a workspace that somebody wants, whether it's they want to work at a table, whether they work on a chair, whether they want to sit down at a couch, whether they want to go to a cafe table, whether they want to sit in a recliner, whatever is going to be a good work environment for them, that they can do so. But at the same time, they can also do so in a way that has a little bit of background noise and energy, because a lot of people find that they work more effectively with other people around. But maybe they want more private space. And so we also have the business center where we have those private workstations as well that they're able to go back and work. And even those workstations we try to set up to be as flexible as possible. So we have electric standing desks so someone can sit down or they can raise them up. Or even a couple of the desks even have dry erase tops on those desks, which a lot of people find is a lot handier than trying to look for a piece of paper to make notes. And some of these are little things, but these are little things that we try to make this as flexible and effective of a work area's environment as possible. Podcasts are becoming more and more popular, and a very effective way to be able to communicate with clients, with prospects, and even with the community. And so we've set up a podcast room where we have all the equipment in there, the podcast microphones, the computer, the tables, and even have tried to adjust the soundproofing level to the degree that it's the highest quality audio that we can potentially get in there. We also have a videography and a photography studio, which is nice because we have it set up between the green screens and the lighting and the equipment that it's a great space for someone who maybe can't afford to invest in their own studio but wants a nice place to be able to come in and take pictures or do video, that they're able to use that, or if they need a professional assistance, that they also have professional photographer, videographer, and staff on site to be able to assist as well. One of the things that we really tried to focus on is we wanted this to be a technologically advanced facility, but also a very user-friendly facility. And I think that's one of the frustrations a lot of people have. If maybe they're going to rent out a conference room or a meeting room, even if there is very impressive technology in the space, if nobody knows how to use it, it doesn't do them any good. And so we really try to focus from the beginning, and this is where Higher Ground's expertise and experience was so critical, that we were able to put the things in that were as easy as possible to use. And one of the great stories was we had a group who was coming in to use this space for a board meeting. And on the front end, they had said, we may need some help because we're not very good with computers and technology. And so I was ready. I said, no problem, we're here if you need us. And I was ready to run down and help. And then I realized I hadn't heard from them. And so I kind of got a little scared, and I ran down to the other side of the building, and I'm worried that things were going wrong, and said, do you need my help? And they said, oh no, we didn't have any trouble. We were able to figure it out just fine. And so those are the kind of stories we like to hear, that someone, even if they don't consider themselves computer savvy, can get on the touch screen to be able to follow the prompts and be able to find that it's as easy to use as anything that they're used to.
But why is a facility like this important to Bristol?
Well, a lot of it goes back to the potential impact of the Bristol community. For example, if we are trying to present to outside community and to outside investors that Bristol has the infrastructure and has the potential and has the entrepreneurship, that it is a worthy place for businesses to come and a worthy place for people to invest in, it's important that we're able to show the true capabilities of the Bristol business community. But unfortunately, most businesses, even the most innovative of them, they're struggle to be able to afford independently, individually, space and resources allow them to put that best face forward. By investing in this type of space, that allows us to provide affordable access to those organizations, so that if, for example, they want to do a meeting with a client across the country and they need to have a space that allows for just top of the line, high quality video conferencing, that they can come and they can use that here for a fraction of the cost of having to set that up in their own office. In addition, it allows a small business to be able to come and have a professional place that they can meet with clients, or have a good place that they can meet with their employees, where they can get off site and get out of their office and really be able to plan and to be able to strategize. So that expands the capability and the potential of businesses without having to have every business make those same investments.